And we're live.
Hello and welcome back.
Good evening, everyone.
We are now down to our number 1 of our top 10 schools in the area.
And that school is Quest Academy, Palatine, Illinois.
We now go live to Vivian Del Monte in the 5th grade classroom.
Vivian, what's going on in there?
Hello everyone, my name is Vivian Del Monte and I'm in the 5th grade hallway and I'm going to go see a 5th grade math lesson.
Can I reduce?
No.
Okay, so Vivian, would you like to explain your method? So
yes.
The question was 35 multiplied by 21. What method did you use?
So I did 35 times 20, which is 700.
Yep.
And then I just did 35 times 1, which is 35, so I added those together, which is 735.
Wonderful.
Exactly
Excellent.
what I did.
Okay, outstanding. Wonderful.
I made a little mistake when
Anybody else have a different way of doing it? Okay.
Right.
That's it.
And then you also, do you know how much the binders cost?
the binders
I did 4 times 6 divided by 2 times 4, and then I just did the square 4 times 4.
And as I mentioned yesterday, you don't do anything with the square root. You just keep it the same because it's not a whole number.
And we're live.
Well, that's amazing.
Wow, 29 kids in a grade group.
Yeah, and they are all in 5 different math classes.
Now, let's go live to the classroom with Isabella Selma.
Here we are at the fantasy writing group. I understand that they've been doing a very large writing project. Let's see what they're up to. What's your name?
My name is Shira.
What have you been doing in here?
We had to choose from 2 genres to write our story. The 2 options were sci-fi and fantasy. I chose fantasy, and our teacher taught us how to write a fantasy story. After he gave us a very detailed description on how to write this type of story, he provided us with this kind of planner to help organize our thoughts about our story. And
Well, how did he teach you that?
he gave us examples of famous fantasy novels, for example, Harry Potter, The Wizard of Oz, Matilda, and then he gave us examples on how to write our fantasy story. So after we'd finished jotting down and organizing our ideas on our planner, we'd give it to him so he can verify it. After he verified it, he would either give us 2 thumbs up, which means we were good to go and we could start writing our story, or he would make us check our work and go back and repeat the whole process.
Could you tell us about your fantasy story?
Okay, my fantasy story is about a 9-year-old girl named Briley whose grandmother dies, yet passes on a beautiful necklace. One day, Briley uses it and accidentally goes into the fantasy world. And that is where her journey begins.
Could you tell us more?
Well, you'd have to read it to find out.
Okay, could you send us a copy of your story back to the studio?
Okay.
Great. Let's move on to the sci-fi room. Hi, what's your name?
Goldie.
Are you doing a sci-fi story here?
Yes.
Could you tell us about the main elements in a sci-fi story?
Well, you have to have a protagonist, an antagonist, and it has to take place in the future, and there has to be science and technology.
Could you tell us about your story?
Sure. My story is about a kid that tries to save the world from pollution.
Is he the protagonist?
Yes.
And what does the antagonist do in your story?
He tries to slow down the kid from making the device by breaking it.
Well, obviously you don't want to give away the ending. Well, here we are in the sci-fi writing group. What's your name?
My name is Sonia.
Wait, you're writing a sci-fi story, right?
Yes.
could you tell us about the main basic elements that you need in a sci-fi story?
Sure. Usually in a sci-fi story, you should have science, technology, chemistry, spaceships, and computers, and more.
Wow. Could you tell us a little bit about your story?
Yes, my story is about a boy and a girl who make a teleportation machine and teleport to an evil sci-fi, dark, scary world. And the antagonist tries to prevent them from teleporting back to their house.
Wow, sounds like a rush. And what about you? What's your name?
Jackie?
And you're writing a sci-fi story too, right?
Yeah.
Could you also tell us a little bit about it?
Well, in my sci-fi story, there are two robots who escape from their house and go to the sci-fi world, which is on Mars, and there they have to face their antagonist.
What does the antagonist do?
Well, the antagonist is trying to take over Mars because he actually is from a different planet, and his planet got destroyed by an asteroid. And so now he's coming here to take over because he feels sad and he doesn't want to. He lost all his family.
That's horrible. But sounds really, really interesting.
Well, when we'll publish it, I'll make sure to send you a copy too.
Me too.
Thanks. Back to you in the studio, Estelle.
Thank you, Isabella. What do you think about that?
I agree with Isabella. It's truly amazing.
Perhaps the children can send us some copies of their stories.
Yes, I would love that.
I wish I had an education like this when I was younger. What have we got now?
Well, let's go back to Vivian Del Monte.
Hello, everyone. Apparently, last year, Costa County teamed up with Microsoft and created an artificial intelligence curriculum. What's your name? Rosie. What are you up to? So, our teacher had teamed us up in groups of 2 to create a smart device, and our group decided to make a smart bedroom. Before we started making our project, we had to design a planner that contained the elements for AI, such as features, algorithms, data, responses, and ethics. Wow, that's amazing. Can you maybe tell me a little bit about your project? Yeah, so since we made a smart bedroom, we had to contain some features, and one of the features was smart curtains. So sensors would sense when the person wanted to open it up, and then you would click a button, and it would open up the blinds or lower them. Wow, that's amazing. Hello, what's your name?
My name's Sebastian.
And what are you up to?
I'm designing a smart mask to reduce virus spreading during COVID-19.
Tell me about it.
So this mask is comes in 3 different sizes: child, small adult, and large adult. It can be adjusted for comfort. Voice recognition can control the features of the mask, and it automatically alerts the connected device if someone enters user 6 feet space. And it connects to a mobile app that you can download on your phone to select your preferences. The temperature inside the mask can be altered with the filtered fan, and the air filters that filter the air can be rinsed with warm water.
Wow, that's amazing. Back to the studio.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty advanced stuff.
Let's go back to the classroom.
I think Hanya von Tuesday is waiting for us.
Hello, everyone. We are just about to see a 5th grade student teaching a grammar lesson. So what's your name?
I'm Simeon.
And what are you going to be teaching today?
Today I'm teaching grammar focusing on prepositional phrases.
Amazing.
So the sentence we have today is: the head teacher at the school near the football stadium spoke to his students on the stage of the large hall. So the simple subject is teacher because it's on the left side. The simple predicate is spoke. And so we have 5 prepositional phrases in this sentence. The first 2 The first one, at the school, is acting as an adjectival because it's modifying the noun teacher. The second one, near the football stadium, is also an adjectival because it's modifying the noun school. On the predicate side, there's one adverbial, and that is to his students. To his students is an adverbial because it's modifying the verb spoke. The last two, on the stage and of the large hall, are both adjectivals because they both modify nouns, which are objects of the prepositional phrases. So prepositional phrases always act as adjectivals or adverbs.
Okay, Simeon, now let's go back into the studio.
Thank you, Hanya.
That's quite astonishing.
I didn't know half of that stuff. Did you?
No,
So what's next?
let's go back to Isabella Selmo in the classroom.
Hello, everyone. The students are in the middle of a vocabulary lesson. And what's your name?
Sierra,
And what are you doing here?
studying Latin-based vocabulary.
Well, what does that mean?
60 to 70% of our English language comes from Latin, and that goes up to 90% in science and technology.
So what type of words are you learning?
Well, first we learned the stems like circum, which means around, and spect, which means look. Together, the English derivative circumspect means to look around.
All right. Let's move on to the next person. And what's your name?
I'm Soraya.
And what are you learning here?
We're studying Latin-based English derivatives, like inscribe. We have to create 2 sentences with them. Those sentences have to be succinct and include lots of context clues.
Could you give us an example?
Sure, here's one of mine. As I hopped over the log and jumped across the shaky bridge, I noticed that people had inscribed their initials on both. It was already carved into those places.
Interesting. Let's move on to the next person. And what's your name?
Sebastian.
What words are you learning?
Receded.
Could you give us an example of a word with that?
Sure. The SpaceX SN4 Starship exploded because the fuel header tank pressure receded, causing the velocity to go back during the practice launch.
Back to you in the studio.
Quest Academy, a school for gifted children in Palatine. What do you think?
Well, apparently they have specialized teachers for science, music, art, PE, Spanish, and drama. This really does seem like an amazing school to send your children to.
Yes, and a challenging curriculum too.
Yes.
Send your kids to this school.